Hey! It's Steve here again, bringing another commentary on some resistance, domination, being in Paris. French isn't my strongest language, even though I'm supposed to learn it in Canada. I'm not really sure what the US people are supposed to learn, but I'm supposed to learn French. And to be honest, French is boring as hell. It's like, I guess you could say it's like learning Spanish, I guess you can say, because I heard some people in the US learn Spanish for their second language or something like that. And I guess it can be as boring as learning Spanish. And I guess what I want to talk about in this video is Battlefield 3 versus Modern Warfare 3 right now, and my opinions. To be honest, I still think Battlefield 3 is a better game when it comes to certain stuff, but Modern Warfare 3 has it beat when it comes to other stuff. In my opinion, Battlefield 3 could be a really great game if it had the feel of Call of Duty, but they can't copy Call of Duty, which kind of sucks, but that's copyright for you. And if Battlefield 3, like say EA and Activision combined, like came out with the ultimate game, it was like Battlefield, but it felt like Call of Duty, and it had dedicated servers, then I bet lots of people would buy that game, even though it doesn't have the Call of Duty name to it. In my opinion, I think Battlefield 3 is a better game from release date, and they probably won't die the same. Battlefield 3 will have a longer lifespan than Modern Warfare 3, but Battlefield 3 was a better release date game because of there was hardly any problems with it, in my opinion. The only problems with Battlefield 3 when the release date came out was that the party system was a bit broken, and when you get thrown into the same game with the party system, but you wouldn't get thrown onto the same team. I haven't played Battlefield since it came out, since Modern Warfare 3 came out, and I'm really disappointed with myself that I haven't played it, but I might go back to it maybe sometime this week, because I got a long weekend again this weekend. Hopefully I might have Monday and Tuesday off because of my parents are going away and I'm not going with them, but they said I could take the days off because they're going away and taking the days off, so I might be able to take the days off. And I think this is one of the videos I was actually going for Mother of All Bombs, if you heard in my last videos, and I think I do fail. I die right around here, and that kind of sucks. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about Modern Warfare 3 versus Battlefield 3. Release date. Okay, Battlefield 3 had dedicated servers. It ran good, felt good, played hard. Modern Warfare 3, well, not so much. I think the problem with Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3 that Battlefield 3 didn't have was that Modern Warfare 3 didn't have an open beta, and I think that if they had an open beta, they would have had less problems, because they would have had to deal with people all over Canada and the US and maybe around the world. But in the closed beta, they only dealt with people in the area themselves. So okay, so say Battlefield 3 had the open beta. Yes, there was lag, but they patched it within a weekend, okay, in the beta. Now Modern Warfare 3, the game's been out almost 4 weeks now, and the lag still isn't patched. The spawns aren't patched. Battlefield 3, they listen to the community, they listen to their Twitter, they post stuff of what they fixed, and they fix the stuff that people want fixed. And if there's a high enough demand, there is so much demand for the lag to get fixed in Modern Warfare 3, and so much demand for the spawns to get fixed. But have you seen it done yet? That's the one thing I don't like about Activision. They're all in it for the money and not for the community. Battlefield 3, yes, they could be in it for the money, but you gotta remember how many games EA actually has. Okay? EA has, I would say, 4 or 5 times more games than Activision has on the shelves right now. So EA Games isn't going to be worrying about money too much. They're going to be worrying about what their community thinks of them. Now, I think EA is a really good, I guess, owners or whatever you want to call them, makers or game developers or whatever you want to call them. Because they make the Need for Speed franchise, which is amazing. They make Battlefield, which is amazing. And Activision doesn't have really big games. They have Call of Duty that they bring out every year. But there are so many problems with Call of Duty. I'm surprised there's still people playing it. Like, everyone always says in Call of Duty, on my friends list, I know them. They've said, oh, I don't want to play Call of Duty anymore. The only reason why I'm buying it is for friends. That's the only reason. Now say 30 people, 30 friends, decide to put the game down. They all buy Battlefield. That's 30 people, 30 friends going to Battlefield. Now imagine more friends did that. And more friends continued. And more and more and more. In time, Battlefield would take over Call of Duty. Okay? Just because Call of Duty was one of the big choices back then, was because I guess you could say one guy bought it and told someone else to buy it, so he went out and bought it and he told another friend, and so on and so on. If each guy told 5 guys to buy a game and they bought the game, then that's a big pattern. So 1 turns into 5, 5 turns into 25, 25 turns into 125. Like, that's a big jump. Battlefield, not so much. Battlefield might go, here, you should try out this game. I'm not telling you to get it. I think you should try it out. See if you enjoy it. Maybe he tells 2 people. 1 out of 2 people might buy it. Okay? So that's 1 for 1. 1 turns into 2. 2 turns into 4. It's not gonna evolve as fast as Call of Duty. But if people started on Battlefield first and not Call of Duty, then I think Battlefield would be the bigger game. Now, I don't know how many people would agree with me with this, but I think Battlefield would be a better game because of all the stuff they do. Activision's just in it for the money. I think the only good game they made out of the Call of Duty series was Call of Duty 4. I'm not saying it's the best game, and I'm not saying it's the most balanced. I'm saying that it's the most fun, and it had the least bullshit. Okay? Yes, when there was a lot of people playing, you could find a good host to get a 3 or 4 bar. Now, not so much. You can find maybe 1 or 2 lobbies with 3 or 4 bars, if you're lucky. And that's gone down since Modern Warfare 3 came out, okay? It was higher when World at War came out. It was even higher when Modern Warfare 2 came out. It was higher until Modern Warfare 3 came out. Now it's gone down. It went down when World at War came out. It went down when Modern Warfare 2 came out. So if you keep dividing by half, divide Call of Duty 4 by half when World at War came out, then you divide Call of Duty 4 by half again when Modern Warfare 2 came out, and then when Black Ops came out, divided by half again, and now that Modern Warfare 3 came out, divided by half again. That's a lot of people gone from Call of Duty 4. Now, in my opinion, I think they should revamp Call of Duty 4 and make it a better game. Battlefield, they always make a good game. They make a better game each year, and I think it's good for them to do that. Anyways, that's game. I go 42-7. If you want me to continue on this topic, remember to leave a comment and rate and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys all later.